fully accountable for whatever mistakes he makes moving forward. But to say that I'm thrilled about it and overly confident in his ability as a GM, he's 0 for 1. He's had one off season, and it was terrible. So I don't have any evidence to say he's going to be a good general manager, but I like the fact that at least they're being clear on what his responsibilities are moving forward.
There you go. That was Chad last week on Ran Carthon. Again, we just found this out in the text line at 4:25 today that Ran Carthon is not at the Senior Bowl. He may go down there later this week. We don't know. Chad Brinker is there. And as Trevor said, it was eye-opening. Now, again, I still wonder if we can, do everything remote nowadays, so maybe we can scout remote. I don't know. But personally, I don't like it. Let's go to your phones. Lorenzo is up next and has been waiting patiently. What's up, Lorenzo?
Hey, what's up, Jared? Hey, so let me give you my spiel on Rand. Now, I can understand the fact of him not going to the Senior Bowl or whatever. I get that. But let's not act like he's been terrible. First of all, when you look at the offseason as being terrible, look at who he drafted and look at the players that he brought in. Okay, Andre Dillard, outside of that, all GMs make mistakes. The last that I saw, we haven't been to the Super Bowl in '99, so there has not been a successful GM at all, period. So looking at that, you bring in D-Hop, our best receiver, Al Shahir, our best linebacker, fifth in the league in tackles. You look at Will Levis being drafted in the second round, who could be your franchise quarterback. You look at Tajay Spears, your third-round running back that could be your starting running back. You look at Sean Murphy-Bunting, our best corner. It's like you are really spinning a negativity about
Sean Murphy-Bunting sucks.
Even if he sneezes wrong, it's negative.
If you're pumping Sean Murphy-Bunting as a reason that we should have faith in this, I am scared for the future of Titan football.
These are proven deals. That these guys have. So Sean Murphy-Bunting was our best. The guys he signed have been our best players. So his first year, I think, was a pretty good job, given this is his first year. And for him to be bad, he got promoted. So that doesn't sound like Amy thinks he's bad.
Hey, Lorenzo, you're right. I mean, you're right. He got promoted. Thank you for your call.
He did.
Here's my thing about all those guys you mentioned, right? Levis in the second round. So, again, we're told that these are all collaborations and whatever. If you thought he was a franchise quarterback, you draft him 11th. That's how this works. You draft the quarterback 11th, and now the Titans are one less year of contractual control for Levis, and they let every other team in the league get a crack at drafting him. So when it comes to that, sure, Levis might be a starting quarterback in the NFL. We don't know, but he might be down the road. But if you were going to put all your eggs in his basket, why would you let the other teams across the league be able to draft him? That doesn't make any sense. That's the point I'm making here, which is we can take one little factoid and say this is good, right? But then when we extrapolate that to the total context of it, every single one of these things, it's like, well, I mean, that's not really all that impressive. Azeez Al-Shaair is a backup, guys. He made all those tackles this year because there was nobody else to tackle. Jack Gibbons was the other guy there. Azeez is going to hit the market. He's going to sign another 1 year, $4 million contract. Okay? Aaron Brewer, bad signing, and Rand was a part of that. As much as I think that probably had to do with Vrabel. And notice how Lorenzo didn't bring up the first-round draft choice when talking about all the good things. And then again, it's the other stuff, right? It's the press conferences. It's the media. Be positive about this. It's the lack of confidence that a typical general manager should show if he's running an entire organization. One texter said, if Rand was at the Senior Bowl, you'd feel the same about him. You've already made your opinion, and it's not going to change until the Titans win. And here's what I'll say about this. It wouldn't change my opinion, but he should be there. He shouldn't get credit for being at the Senior Bowl when it is completely expected that he would be at the Senior Bowl. I've been texting with some media people, and I'm like, because I'm just hearing of this. And I'm like, did you know Rand's not at the Senior Bowl? And they're like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, that's what I heard. But I don't know how you can argue that it was a good first year and then use Sean Murphy-Bunting as your example. Like the DeAndre Hopkins thing. I mean, it wasn't like the Titans went out of their way to go get DeAndre Hopkins. The Titans sat there and waited and waited and waited and waited, and they got DeAndre, and DeAndre had a nice season. But had Arizona not released him, and had none of these other teams wanted him, then you would have been stuck with Treylon Burks at wide receiver this year. So while it worked out, it's like some of Dan Campbell's stupid stuff. Sometimes it works, it doesn't make it right. And again, the process with which the Titans are operating under, they're operating under the just trust us. Hey, just trust us. It'll be fine. And that's okay, but then you want me to trust you and then you don't go to the Senior Bowl? I mean, I don't know. Texas